It's shop day. We are building a Squarespace store that actually sells products live, variants set, payments on, shipping and taxes all done. By the end of this, you will have a real shop that you can send a friend to buy from. Now, the first step is to make it visible. So let's head to Pages and then add on a shop page and pop it into your header navigation. We're going to use the store. I'm going to quickly take a pick out of these 4 different layout options. Also know you can change this later, so you're not married to any one of these though. Okay, so I'm really liking the color of this page. I think the demo content is also really lovely. So we're just gonna add one more product to this page so you get the idea of how to do that yourself. So first thing you wanna do is click on the plus button, and then there's many types of things that you can sell in Squarespace. Truly, you can sell pretty much anything you can think of on here now. It's really convenient. Physical products, services. So that is, say if I'm designing your website for you, that's a service. There's a set price. I build website, you get finished website. That's a service. Group events, consulting packages, gift cards, downloadable files, PDFs, whatever, and custom merch are your different options. In this section of e-commerce, you can also sell appointments. There's also an entire other section of Squarespace for if you want to sell like online courses or memberships, which is not even included in here. So truly, everything you can think of, you can sell. But for this example, we are going to talk about a physical product because that is probably the most straightforward to get your brain around. Let's say it's an heirloom gold memory cup. We can customize the add cart button text. I'm going to leave it as add cart, makes a lot of sense. In the additional info section, I would definitely recommend if you're genuinely selling actual products to use this, because if you just give it a teeny tiny description, that might not be enough to sell someone on your product. So what you can do here is you can add in a ton of information. You could add in frequently asked questions. You could add in what are the materials. You could add in what are the dimensions. You could add in images. You could add in videos with your product. So basically, if you just want text, then you just type your text here. If you want some other format of content in here, you could add images in here. You could add a video in here, and I would say that this is probably the most useful spot to put a video. So if you have some sort of like unboxing, or maybe there's, I don't know, some sort of influencer who has used your product and you want to show the video on the product page, or some famous person wore your thing and there's a video, paparazzi video of them wearing it, then that would be a really good thing to put in there. So in order to do that, you could say, click add a video. And then in terms of adding said video, there's 2 ways that you can do it. You can either upload a file. So if you have some sort of like video on your own computer, you can do that. Alternatively, you can add from link. So say there's a video living on YouTube, again, say an influencer posted about your content, then you can add a video link. It will then display that video on your product page. So say their YouTube video, Vimeo video, that sort of thing. For now, I'm going to delete all this, but just so you know, those options are there. Now, adding a form to a cart is another thing that you can do. So that means if, say you're doing custom monogrammed pillows, then you obviously need the initials of the customer in order to put that content onto their pillow. So you could add a form and create new form and add a form field, which says your initials. And then they could write in the description their initials. You could click it as required or not required and save and apply. And then, again, this does make a lot of sense for a cup. Unless, no, you could put your initials on a cup, I guess, but you get the idea. Then we have our images section. This is where we can add multiple different images to the product. So I'm going to click upload file. I'm going to take a demo image from Squarespace. So the first image that you have here is your thumbnail or featured image. Then you can add multiple images there if you wanted to, if you had multiple different variations or angles of your product, then, which you probably should. You can click here to set the price. Now the currency of my website is currently Swiss francs because, fun fact, I live in Switzerland. However, we can set later the currency of your store. Doesn't necessarily need to be your local currency. So let's say it's a 25 Swiss franc mug. Why the short form for Swiss francs is CHF, I do not know. And then if you would like to put your product on sale, you can toggle it here and select whatever the sale price is. Let's say it's on sale for 21 Swiss francs. The stock, you can either set it as unlimited stock or toggle that off and have a limited stock. For something like a cup, you probably actually have a limited stock. So we can just go ahead and type in our number, or again, you can put unlimited stock. Only do that if you actually have unlimited stock, or if you're like selling a digital product or something of that sort, probably that's when that would make sense. We also have the option to add variants. So let's say, for example, we have cups in different sizes. Maybe we have a tall, a grande, and a venti size version of this specific heirloom gold memory cup. Then we could go ahead and add those different sizes. So different variants, again, the most common ones, color, size, material. You can also add custom though. So if there's some other something that you're gonna categorize or organize your products by, you can also add that in as a custom option. I should also mention that you can add multiple different variants. So you could have size and color, or you could have, what do we have? Size, color, and material. You can have multiple different ones, if that makes sense, all on the same product. And then once you have your different variants, you can also, within there, edit the number of units of each one, or the stock of each one. Then if you want this to be a subscription purchase, so let's say, for example, you're selling coffee beans and maybe someone wants their coffee delivered to them every single month, you could set up a subscription option for them. When it comes to fulfillment, you will want to put in the dimensions of the specific product so that when we go to set up the actual like shipping options, this is kind of important information for the shipping options when you get to that point. You also have the ability to categorize and organize your products. Now, if you have a small shop like this one, which I'm doing on this website, you probably don't need this. But if you are planning on building the next Nordstrom, then you would actually want to do this. So this would be, let's say, for example, you're a clothing store. It's the easiest description or easiest example: dresses, t-shirts, trousers, shoes, jewelry, handbags, that sort of stuff. Those would be examples of your different categories. Tags are more specific. So let's say in that same clothing store example, tags could be something like midi dress, maxi dress, mini dress, for example. It's kind of like more specific than categories. You have the ability here to set up automated tax collection. And then as we go further on to selling tools, we can make something a featured product. So that means that if we have, say, a section on our website where we want to have like the most popular products, then if you toggle on this and then add a summary block to another page, let's say on your homepage, you want to feature your most popular products, you would toggle on featured product. We would save and publish this product. And then on our homepage, we could use a summary block to pull all of our most popular and featured products onto, say, the homepage. As you can see, we have a number of different options: related products, products reviews, those sorts of things, and also the ability to edit the SEO description, the shop page URL, or this specific product page URL, which I would definitely suggest changing that to something actually like SEO friendly, something someone might actually type into Google or into AI to find things, because that is kind of important. If you do leave a section blank, by the way, as you can see, it says the description will automatically be generated by search engines. Click below to provide an alternative description. So you can either write your own description, or if you want to leave it up to the robots, they can also do that for you. Now, just like if you're familiar with the blog editor in Squarespace, you can either schedule a product to go live at a certain day and time, or you can simply set it to publish right at the moment. And ta-da, my new option and product has been added into my shop. That was very, very easy. Next, let's talk about getting this shop actually online and functioning. So we're gonna click on the continue store setup, keep going. We have created a product, fabulous. Next, adding ways to get paid. This right here at the bottom is what I was mentioning before. The store currency, you can choose to change it. It's gonna set to whatever your local currency is. So I'm gonna change it just to USD. And then when it comes to payment processors, if you've only ever been a customer before, you probably have no idea that this literal ginormous business exists, but it is a massive business. So how it works is when your customer, when you go into a store as a person, or you buy something on the internet, you type in your credit card details, then what happens is there's something called a payment processor, which checks, hey, do they have enough money in their bank account or in their credit card or whatever to buy this product, which they are choosing to buy. And then it needs to take the money from your bank account and give it to the shop owner. And a payment processor is the thing that actually makes that happen. So it actually isn't the credit card company, and it's not your bank doing it. It's one of these guys. And so the major options I would say are Stripe and PayPal. Use Stripe. I won't go into more details. I will just say that I highly recommend, in my years of experience selling things on the internet, that it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. So you will need to create a Stripe account that is a separate company from Squarespace. So when you click on connect, it will open up a new tab and it will guide you through the process of setting up a Stripe account if you don't already have one, or connecting your current Stripe account if you do already have one. So just so you know, that's what that is. You also have the option of PayPal. I'll leave you to your own devices in terms of actually setting up your own Stripe or PayPal account, because I'm not going to go through that in this tutorial, but just follow the prompts and it should lead you every step of the way. Now coming back, I am going to head back into my shop. I'm going into products and services, and then we can see I still have a few more bits to do. It wants me to connect a payment processor. Not going to do that for the example of this video, but that just is something that you will need to do before you can actually sell anything through your website. And then we get into shipping. So there are many different options. One, you can add your own like individual shipping options for your people to choose from. I would call that a little bit complicated, like deciding a flat rate for everything in your shop, or weight-based. Up to you. There is Easy Ship. That's probably a good idea. You do also have the option for your customer to check a checkout. Oh, actually, maybe you're like a very local business and people will just swing by and pick up their product. Then you can set that up as an option. Local delivery, if you only deliver within a very specific area. Let's say you're a florist and you're only delivering to the towns in a certain mile radius of yourself, then you can have local delivery. And then a very common thing to offer is free shipping. So you can also set up a free shipping discount there as well. We're just going to add discount percentage. There's a few different discounting options. You can make a zillion different types of discounts for your store. Percentage off, amount off, buy X, get Y, or free shipping or local delivery. That's also an option that you can set up too. You can set up your discounts to be, they have to use a certain code, which then you would probably publish somewhere on your website, like your announcement bar saying like sale 20 or spring 15 or whatever. Or you could have something automatically applied at checkout. Say for example, that's a great example, is the whole like, if you spend more than this amount of money, then you're gonna get free shipping. That's very common. But for now, I want to go back to all of my pages, show you a little bit about tweaking the design of the overview shop page where you have all your different products listed. So I'm gonna go into edit on the page, and then we have a few different options. So the first thing is we can change up the design or the content in this top section here. So shop the collection. I don't know if that's a super useful thing to put there. I'm going to remove this. We can either have nothing in this top section. We could just fully delete this top section if you feel like I don't have anything specific to say here. If you do want to add something above before they get into the actual products, again, a very common thing to put up here would be, say your different, you could do like icons. I love that look. Is say you're selling, I don't know, everything related to coffee. You could have a little icon or a little image that shows like coffee beans, and then you could have another image that shows espresso machines, and then you can have another image that shows fancy travel mugs, and then fancy coffee mugs that you have at home in your house. So those are ideas of like the type of thing that you might put up in a top section, if that makes sense. Adding bits and pieces to this top section here of your e-commerce section is the same as adding bits and pieces to any other section on your website. If you feel a little bit lost out at sea with me saying, just throw some content on this section, no problem. If you're not super confident in Squarespace, I literally have a mega Squarespace tutorial, hours long. It's basically a whole mini course on the internet for free. I will link that above and below for you. And if you're getting to something like this and you're like, I wouldn't know how to put things here and organize them and make a nice layout and everything, then go watch that video and that will explain all of those things that you need to know. To design beautiful sections within your website, change up the look, change up the layout, change up the styles, the background, all those things. That's all covered in the other video. Now, if we go into the actual edit section, we will see a variety of different options in here. First thing we can do is change up the number of columns that are happening. So say, I think I like this better because I think otherwise the cups are way too massive. So we have, say, 3 columns, or you can do 4 columns or more columns, or 1 per, but I think, or no, sorry, 2 per. I think it might be a little bit too big in this situation. We can change up the aspect ratio of the thumbnail or featured image. So let's say, for example, this also depends on the type of product you're selling as to like what actually makes the most sense. But here is an example of a vertically cropped and ratio image. We can choose to show or hide the price on this blog overview page. Even if you show or hide the price here, once they go to the actual product specific page, it will show it. We haven't added any categories to these products yet, so nothing is appearing, but when you add products or categories to the products, which I covered very quickly in the product specific editor, then it would appear down the left hand side of the page here. Let me add a category to a couple of products so you can see this in action. I'm going to go into my shop and then into the settings of a product, edit product, organization, categories. Okay, tall hats. Whoops. Sorry, I was adding the categories and then I'm forgetting to check them. Done. Save. Going to go into another product and categorize that. Okay, and now you can see now that I've actually added some categories to one of my products or multiple of my products, now they appear on the left-hand side there. So let me go back into the section editor. We can have an add to cart button directly on this overview page or not, so they would then click into the product to then decide, do I want that thing? And you can also change up the color background of your store as well, which is pulled from your site styles. So I do encourage you, come in here, play around with the different layouts and options and cropping ratios of images and all those things until you get it to something that you feel like it looks fabulous. Your store is now launched. Now let's evaluate how it feels and converts. Watch this next for 51 quick Squarespace wins. We are chatting about layout tweaks, buttons, calls to action, improvements, and much, much more.